Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya. Sim, thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. So, I came across a video where Tucker Carlson is talking about how if he sees a black surgeon, that he is going to say that the person is not qualified or the person is DEI. Why? Because they have to lower the standard for the person to pass the medical school. And I have never heard that a school or a medical school or aviation school and other schools have to lower their standard or their cutoff mark for people that look like me just for us to pass the exam and become whatever we want to become. I have never heard that. Now, this is the reason why these people keep writing the story, keep writing our story, keep telling our story. And I am really very tired of hearing our stories from these people's mouth. Why? Because they do not know our story and they can never know our story. They can never relate it because they do not know anything. You know what it means to go to medical school, come out, graduate, maybe with the struggles, the loan, and all that, and come out, and somebody is out there, a white man that probably did not go to high school or probably dropped out of high school, is telling you that you are now qualified to do your own job, the job that you went to school, that you are certified in. I do not want to hear from these people. I do not want them to speak on Black issues. Let's get into this video.
Have a black female surgeon, my first assumption will be this person had to meet lower standards because the school or the certifying board was so anxious to say we have a black female.
So I think we all are aware that Tucker Carlson is a raging racist. And the idea that you would see a black female doctor and automatically your brain would say, oh, they had to lower the standards for her to get in here is crazy. I want someone to name one system, one company, just anything in America that they have said, you know what, we're going to make it easier for black people. The only thing they've ever made it easier for black people to get into is prison. That is it. That is quite literally the only thing in this country they have made it easier for black people to get into and never get out of. They went on to say some more things, so I'm going to add that clip right here.
You're counting on, as a patient, reason. You want a fact-based, logical physician, or else you could die. And so anyone who accepts clearly illogical, unreasonable suppositions and doesn't push back against them is basically involved in witchcraft. Right? So if I can say to you something that is provably untrue and just on its face stupid, which is, a black female patient needs a black female doctor, it's like, what are you even saying? Show me the evidence. There is no evidence. It's crazy on its face. It's Nazi stuff. If you go along with that, then you've disqualified yourself because you're not a rational person. You're a witchcraft practitioner. So that just freaking.
So when I was pregnant with my first daughter, I had horrible hip pain. When I say horrible, to the point I could not walk. I could not walk. My ex-husband had to leave work early to come home to get me out of the bed to carry me to the bathroom. I went to my white old doctor and told him, I am in so much pain, I cannot walk. He said, you need to keep moving. He refused to put me on bed rest. I used every single leave day I had. When I went into labor, I was in the hole. So some days I could walk and some days I couldn't. So on the days I couldn't walk, I had to use my leave days because the command I was at, they weren't going to just let me stay home without documentation from my doctor. And my doctor refused to put me on bed rest, even though I could not walk. To the point where now my daughter is 5 years old and matter of fact, I'm feeling hip pain right now as I'm talking to you. There are some days right now, 5 years later, that I cannot walk, that I have issues walking. I've been to physical therapy and everything. And this is something, so also, I know black women who have had a C-section, and after a C-section, they've gotten Tylenol, like over-the-counter Tylenol for a surgery, because they do not believe that black women feel pain the same way that our white female counterparts. And if you don't believe me, I'm going to insert a clip.
Black people feel pain the same way as white people. A 2016 study showed that 50% of medical students and residents who were studied thought that black people couldn't feel pain the same way because they had thicker skin or their nerves didn't work the same way. Where is this from? It's a holdover from the days of slavery when white people had to feel better about using slaves. Black people used to be operated on without anesthesia and were used in studies without their consent, so this was a convenient lie. To this day, Black people are less likely to get the same treatment in terms of pain medication. They're more likely to wait longer in the emergency room. They're less likely to be taken seriously. It's a holdover from the days of slavery. And in my field, this plays a huge role in the Black maternal and morbidity crisis. The call to action. Doctors.
And mind you, this study is from 2016. 2016. So in 2016, 50% of doctors do not believe that Black people feel pain. And now the person, RFK, who has been appointed whatever the fuck his job is, he thinks that, once again, Black people should not be on the same vaccine schedules because our immune systems are different. The older generation of white men have created a systemic problem for Black women. So yes, I want a Black woman in that room with me. Someone who understands that, no, my pain tolerance is not higher than white women. A lot of people have been misdiagnosed because medication, surgeries, a lot of things have been based on white men. So that's why a lot of times we get misdiagnosed. Our medication dosage takes forever to get regulated because the dosage is not made for us. And, I hate to put the blame on a woman. And this is why I have such a disdain for people like Candace Owens, who sit in these spaces with these people like Tucker Carlson, and they become these fucking mouthpieces, because she herself has sat on fucking Fox or whatever their little thing is and said, if I see a Black pilot, I'm automatically going to assume that they lower the standards for him to get here. Am I going to be safe? Because why would you as a Black woman automatically assume that about a Black person? We all know she's a grifter and she's going to do whatever it takes for the money. But if I see a Black woman in a prestigious place, I know she worked so fucking hard to be there. I know she had every odd stacked against her. You mean to tell me you really think these older white men who have been raised in racism with racist parents, who some of them are old enough to be alive during segregation, who don't see Black people as humans, is going to see a Black woman and say, you know what? Let me make it easier on her. When you take your exams, is there a test that they give to Black people and there a test that they give to white people? I'm sure there is a criteria to pass. Do they lower the criteria? And this is the thing that irritates me so much about these people. It's the way in which they lie so easily. So easily the lies just roll off of their tongue consistently, and it is so exhausting. It is so exhausting. Serena Williams have come out and talk about how she almost died after giving birth. The mortality rate for Black women is insane. And even when you have money, it means nothing if you are Black. Because they didn't believe her when she said what she was saying about what she was dealing with. And in 2025, it's still a fucking problem. Anybody that and it's just really irritating for people who of color. It starts to make you even question your, like, I mean, not me, because if anywhere I'm at, I deserved it. Actually, I should have got it a long time ago. But it's just such a slap in the fucking face. But this is America.
I have a Black female surgeon. My first assumption will be this person had to meet lower standards because...
Wow. What are the Black female surgeons going to do without you? You must be very, very important. It's like if you don't get the surgery, the world will stop spinning. They must be crying and shaking in their boots right now. They are probably dreaming about you, yeah? So don't get the surgery and let's see if the world spins or not. I don't know why people entertain these idiots, bro. No explanation needed. Die. You get me? Just die. There will be one less idiot on the planet. You get me? So yeah.
I have a black female surgeon, my first assumption will be this person had to meet low.
Let's talk about something real for a second. When people assume that a black woman in a high-level job like a surgeon or even OBGYN only got there because of lower standards, what they're saying is she couldn't have possibly earned it. It took me 11 OBGYNs to finally get diagnosed with PCOS, endometriosis, and adenomyosis. 11 doctors. 11 times I was told, it's just abnormal bleeding, lose the weight, you'll be fine. And guess what? The 11th doctor who finally diagnosed me is a black woman. She told me that if the other doctors had known what they were doing, I could have been diagnosed years earlier. I'm talking almost 10 years earlier. And I may have been able to save my fertility. So when people tell me that black women only got there because of lower standards in the medical field, tell me why the first 10 doctors that failed me were white women. White women with the same degrees. And why was my black doctor the only doctor able to do her job? And instead of assuming someone doesn't deserve their spot, maybe ask yourself why you're so uncomfortable with them having it. Merit isn't just for one type of person, and stop acting like it is.
A black female surgeon, my first assumption will be this person had to meet lower standards.
Tell me that you're stupid without telling me that you're stupid. They had to meet what lower standards? What are you talking about? You know absolutely nothing. And you think that all black people are not intelligent. If she wasn't that intelligent, would she have passed medical school? Would she have passed her practical training to perform surgery on patients? The answer for that is no. Why don't you check your own level of intelligence before you come for someone?
This is all I got from this video, and sincerely speaking, I am really very tired of some people. That also reminds me about the video that white brother made about them, saying that they are always very quick to talk about IQ, and he said that they should forget about IQ. That IQ is not for them. That brother needs to meet with Tucker Carlson. But one thing I have known for sure is that you see Tucker Carlson, he is not low on his prejudices towards my people. That is him. That is who he has always been. And you see that brother that said, why are we even trying to explain? One person out. Let's continue the journey. And that is just what my spirit is telling me. See, I am tired of explaining to people or telling them how much qualified we are. But you know what? I do not need your permission, or I do not need you to certify me that I am a black woman is qualified. It's not like the other video that I brought here where a black woman who has served 33 years in Texas, and they are trying to tell her that she is a DEI hire. Someone who has achieved so for 33 years, and you all think it can come out and gaslight. This man is gaslighting. When I say he's gaslighting, he is gaslighting himself, not my own people. I don't know why I am. This really made me feel bad, because it's really sad that a black woman or a black man, will go to school, spend how many years as his white counterpart, right? Finish school and come out, and they are telling you that you are not qualified. Why? Because they lower their standard for you just to pass. Tell me where they lower standard for a doctor or a nurse or a lawyer, they lower a standard for just a black person so you can pass. I have never seen. It is not, it's just, I remember them saying, if I get on a plane and see a black pilot, that the first thing is that this person is not qualified to be here because the person is a DEI hire. What is DEI hire to them? DEI hire to them is does not qualify for it, or does not merit it, or doesn't like, you are not fit to be there. So now diversity, equity, and inclusion is just now for Black people. Tell them how a Black mayor, which town there was a bridge, a major bridge that collapsed, I think last year, if I am not mistaken, right? So the mayor came out, a Black man came out to address what happened. You all remember the bridge that collapsed. I can't remember the name of it. It's just coming to my brain. I don't want to say the wrong one, right? Just tell me in the comment section. The mayor came to address this thing, and what they could say was that the mayor is a DEI hire. Now, I am going to say this. I am tired of having to defend everything you all say about us. Whatever goes for you people, run with it. I am not mad, and I don't want to be mad. But the only thing I know is that it runs in your blood, that every day you wake up, you just want to gaslight people that look like me. And to all the Black doctors and nurses, all the Black people that are in medicals, you all know how great you all are doing and how you've been saving lives, right? You all are doing amazingly great. Thank you all so much for your services. We are appreciating you because we know the effort you put in. It is not easy being in medical field because it is where when it comes to life, that is all that comes. Like, life is what you deal with. You can say this person is going to leave, but your job is just to make people leave. Let me use that word, right? And you all have been doing amazingly great in that field because we see all your work. We see people talking about it. We see it on newspaper. We see it on media. So I appreciate you people, right? I cannot continue to listen to people, or I cannot continue to let what people say about me or about my own people affect me. Why? Because we are beyond that. We are more than that. I do not want people to write our story. We are going to write our story by ourselves. Why am I saying this? I am saying this because when you write your own story, or when your community writes your own story, they write it better, right? But when another person writes your story, they bastardize it and tell people that it is true. And the people that do not know you will run with that message. We are beyond that. That is one of the reasons why I keep saying, if we do not support ourselves, trust me, we will keep running in circle. Why am I saying we'll keep running in circle? We'll keep running in circle because other people will be telling our stories. That is one of the reasons why I do not make any white person my role model or start pushing all my trust on a white content creators. Why? Because my people come first. We are always disappointed with the things they say or do or talk about us. Why? Because sometimes we push them up so much, and then in the end they come back and say that we made a mistake, because Black people are so quick to lift people up when it comes to lifting people up. But they will lift you up and they can also bring you down. But what I want us to channel our energy on is making Black content creators, creating the narrative, creating what we want people to know about us. Enough of other people writing our stories. I don't want to hear from them. I don't want them to speak for me. I don't want them to speak for my people. I don't want them to talk anything about us. Just leave us alone. Leave Black people alone. You all do not know how hard it is for majority of them to go to school, to pursue that academic aspect of their lives with the loans and all that. You all do not understand it because you are not a Black person. It is quite easy for you people. And then we'll finish school, get a job, right? And we are still being doubted. They are still going to doubt if you merit the position or if you did not merit the position. It breaks my heart. Why? Because I am a graduate and nobody knew how I went to school. I did not take loan. My parents paid the school fees throughout, right? Because it is their responsibility. Some people may not have that opportunity. They have to sponsor themselves with all the suffer, and with some do the schooling with jobs, working. Some do too. Some do more and excel in it, right? And came out. You are asking, the person is not qualified. My ancestors will hit you people harshly. Bye for now.